It's really important that we encourage women to stand for local politics and national politics in Scotland. Our spheres of government in Scotland are meant to represent the communities we serve, and yet we cannot do this if half the population is not represented. And we've seen the difference that women in politics can make. When women get involved, the issues that affect women in their lives are really addressed in government, local government and in the Scottish Government. We've seen that recently in period poverty, we've seen it in discussions about the menopause, we've seen it in discussions about equal pay. Women standing and getting involved means that women's issues come to the forefront. I think if women want to stand for election, they should think really positively about all the advantages that can come from that. They should think about the networks of support they have locally, and they should think about the differences they can make. The barriers that we hear about in the media, don't worry too much about those. There's lots of us involved in politics already, and the more people that come and join us will mean that we can overcome those barriers together. So think positively, build a local network of support and get involved. Do you know, I was one of those women that was sitting there moaning about everything that I thought was wrong, moaning about the issues in particular at the time about education. And I had a choice, I suppose. I could sit and carry on moaning, or I could actually try and do something and get involved. And maybe a bit of a stubborn streak and determined streak, I decided to get involved. And in doing so, being able to try and make a bit of a difference. But being able to do that because I'm working with other women as well, working with other women to address the issues that matter. So again, I'd say, don't just moan about things that aren't quite right. Don't let those issues that affect women get ignored in our societies and our communities. Get involved. Women supporting women can really make a difference. Do you know, I think it's really, really important that everyone registers to vote. Everyone who's able to vote registers. That's the foundation of our democracy here in Scotland. We need people to participate in local democracy. We need people to participate in voting for the Scottish Government. It's crucial that everyone does. And of course, it's crucial that women do that. Too often women let other people's voices dominate. They let the issues of other people dominate. We need to make sure that we all register to vote, and of course then, once we've registered, it's important to go out and use that vote to make a difference to the lives of women, to families, to communities across Scotland. I'd like to think positively, but of course we need to work together to address the barriers that affect women participating in politics. One of those big barriers is the culture that exists at the moment. We don't have to do things the way they've always been done. Women have different ways of doing things, unique ways of doing things, and maybe they're actually modern ways of doing things. The old structures of politics were set up in a previous era. We don't need to do that. We can remove those structures. We can think about the best way to do business that's more family friendly, more community based, more involving local people in helping to make those decisions. Things like childcare issues are unfortunately women's issues in many cases, but they shouldn't be. They should be issues that affect everyone. We should have structures that allow maternity leave for councillors, but also paternity leave as well, so that people can get involved. We need to remove the barriers that prevent people working together across party to address the common support networks that they need. And if we get people sharing where they can share, working together where they can work together, we'll get a far better environment. And I suppose the basis of that is remove the barrier that is disrespectful. We need to build up respect so that people acknowledge the skills, the experience, the contribution that everyone can make, in particular every woman can make, to democracy, to local government, Scottish Government within our country. On this really important anniversary for women getting involved in democracy, I call upon all women, whether they're in urban communities, rural communities or island communities, to work together to actually make a difference and address the issues that affect women across Scotland.